So these are really quick spiritual messages to help you on your journey right now. And I am going to do all 12 zodiac signs, starting with Sagittarius. What is a message that you need to hear? So, the first thing is, Sagittarius, the season that's coming up for you, there's going to be a lot of people who find you interesting in the new season that is going to open up for you. Expect new people, like new people coming into your world, you having new life experiences in order to help you heal and grow. And the majority of the connections that are going to come towards you are going to be more friendly and more healing. Now, this is to help you, especially if any of you Sagittariuses, you could have been traumatized by certain relationships in your life, and you can have really intrusive thoughts when it comes to people or trusting people. So in the next season is to show you, or even to aid in like your nervous system when it comes to opening up to new people. You could be a Sagittarius that's very, very skeptical, like you are not trusting. And this could be, like I said, it could be affecting your nervous system, or it can even be affecting some of you, like your sleep. It could be affecting your sleep. It could be affecting the way that you look at people. You may look at people through the eyes of all who hurt you. So you could be a Sagittarius that's very, very guarded. However, Spirit wants to open you up again, because the truth is, it's like you're operating from a place that's not really true to who you are. And people need to see you and get to know you. Like, you are very, very friendly. You're very optimistic. And there's a lot of information that you hold inside you in power that people can benefit from. So the thing is, it's like people can learn a lot from you. And I feel like this is the season that is opening up. And Spirit says, stop comparing everyone to your ex. That's another thing. You could be so scared. And whoever you are, you're seeing the number 222 a lot, which means it's about having faith. Some of you could have lost faith in humanity. You could have lost faith that there's good people that actually exist in the world. You could be a Sagittarius that as soon as you meet someone, you're already expecting the worst. You're already starting to declare war against people without even seeing what their true intentions is. And this is what needs to be healed and stopped so that you can actually enjoy this experience of life. Like, you could have went through a phase where you had to learn lessons through hurtful people, but you do not have to experience the world through pain. So that's what's about to open up to you. It's like Spirit wants you to open up your eyes, that there's so much more to this life experience than hurt, pain, rejection. They want you to tune into the frequency of joy, of love, of freedom. Some of you even like financial freedom, and that's another thing too. You need to open back up, because there could be people that you meet that can give you opportunities or show you new ways of making money, and you'll be happy. So be prepared for that. Also, some of you may be seeing a lot of birds, and birds is once again about freedom. You're headed towards freedom. This could be financial freedom if you have felt blocked financially, and it's also freedom of you opening up to the fact that you can experience life with joy again. Everything doesn't have to be about heartache and, So one thing is, see, one of the things that you need to surrender in this season is surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. So let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from your past. So that's another thing too. Some of you Sagittariuses could be judging yourself based on the past and things that don't even have to do with you, right? Because if somebody comes into your world and they put suffering on you, it doesn't mean that you should judge yourself or feel like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get this, or maybe I'm not good enough, and you're not good enough. Why? Because of how someone else treated you? Doesn't that someone treating you bad or somebody betraying you, doesn't that show you their character and not yours? So spirit wants you to surrender to outdated beliefs about yourself. And once again, the biggest thing is mistrust. You could have placed your trust into the wrong hands, and maybe that is the real core issue. You probably don't even trust yourself anymore, so you just assume the worst of everyone, you know? So this is the spiritual message for you. You're going to be more tunnel vision about the future. So I feel career is going to be really big, especially if you have been hurt. That could be a way that you try to not think about anything, is by working. So you are going to be so happy to see that all the energy that you've been putting into your career, that is something that is going to take off for you in the next season, and spending more time with friends and family. And you will start to understand even like your friends and your family a little bit more than what you thought. You know, you could have even misinterpreted some of their experiences, and now you'll understand way more. So the last message for you is take yourself out on a date. So some of you, it's like treat yourself to something special. You don't always have to wait for someone else to treat you special. Take yourself out on a date. Do things for you that will make you feel good. Even if it's like taking yourself out on a date for a facial, or taking yourself out on a date to a nice coffee shop, a nice restaurant. Just spend some time with your own self and feel comfortable and present in that moment. And I also hear the hot topic. So you will be a hot topic, Sagittarius. A lot of people, especially if you are like doing anything business wise, people are going to start to, it's like word of mouth. There's going to be word of mouth when it comes to your business, and you're going to notice an increase in your business, especially in 2026. All right. So let's see who's next. The spiritual message for you, Gemini. What is coming towards you? So for you, Gemini, there could be open and honest communication with some of you. It could be a parent. There could be a parent that you look at in a very negative way, and it's because of their actions, though. You could have had a parent that actually broke your heart. And it could be that they didn't show up for you at the time in your life when you needed them the most, and you kind of looked down on them. There could be a level of coldness coming from you. You know, it's like a level of coldness. It's like a level of, if you still do interact with your parent, it's very bare minimum contact, if contact at all, because there's a part of you who feels like you made me fend for my own self. I had to take care of myself. Or some of you, you may even had to take care of your own siblings. And it's like there's no words to describe the burden that they have placed on you. And there's something that they're going to let you in on in order for you to make amends with that part in your heart, because you'll be surprised on how this affects your relationship. And how you receive love. You know, some of you could be over givers because of your parent. They could have made you a caretaker from a very, very young age. And it's almost like you've grown to feel like you have to overextend yourself and take care of everyone else. And it's almost like it led you down a path where you had, if you are spirituality taught you how to love yourself. Spirituality could have taught you, or self-development could have taught you how to put your needs above others, because your parent almost raised you to believe that your needs don't matter. Or for some of you, like you in a sense don't matter. So you've been like trying to raise and fix people in relationships. You'll notice that you might get with a lot of emotionally immature people, and it's almost like you're like the caretaker, you're like the fixer. And you had to mend that within your own self. Some of you can still be going through it, but others of you, it looks like you had to mend that within your own self. And then the final piece will be creating closure with the parent that made you even have those belief systems to begin with, that love means I have to sacrifice all of me. Like, you could have went through relationships where you would say, like, I gave you everything. And then the reality is you're not supposed to give. You're supposed to give, but not everything, to the point where you leave your own self out. So that could be something that you're still in the process of learning, or you could be even in a place where you feel like, damn, this took me so long to learn. I wish I would have understood this lesson earlier. So there's a lot of forgiveness coming to your own self, Gemini. That's powerful. You have a lot of self-forgiveness coming towards you, and it's going to create a lot of healing energy within you. So I also want to tell you to be careful. Like, you might see the number 911 a lot. There's a lot of healing energy coming toward you, a lot of divine intervention coming towards you in order to help you leave the past in the past. Well, it looks like you are. This looks like there is a new chapter ahead of you, but it looks like you created this, like you fought for it. I see you fighting. You could be a really, really good worker as well. Like, if you're a Gemini that's overly ambitious, it's because you had to carry yourself. You don't have nobody to catch you, honey. If you need money, you don't have nobody to lean on like that. You had to lean on yourself. So you are a fighter at heart. You fight for yourself. You work really hard, and you're very, very strong. And you could be also in a season where you are validating yourself, like you could have been under spiritual attack, where the voices of the past that try to control you or try to make you feel like you weren't enough, you could have been, some of you, in abusive relationships where you had partners trying to break you down. And it's like, you're fighting that now. You're validating those parts of yourself. You're strengthening your own self. You're making new agreements with your own self. So for you, Gemini, too, I see a marriage. It's either you're going to be proposed to, or someone is going to propose to you. And the gift that you are going to receive for the fight that you have to fight is everlasting, healthy love. It's something that you've given to countless people, but it took a lot for you to learn how to receive that back. So 2026 could be your year of marriage. And it will be a reciprocal relationship where you finally get the love that you've been giving to everyone else. And you are in a place where you have learned to condition to love yourself. You have learned to condition to not take on the emotions and the emotional labor and weight of other people, without feeling guilty. You don't feel guilty now for shutting yourself down and taking a day off, or relaxing, or pampering yourself the way that you should. You are actually going to be in a place where you start to fall in love with taking care of yourself. And this is creating big, big leader energy for you. All right. So let me see. And you are if you are a parent, you're raising strong kids because of this as well. So there's benefits. There's a lot of positive benefits from what you went through. And you have boundaries like no other. That's something that you're going to notice. Like, you have strong boundaries. You ain't trying to allow. In 2026, you're going to notice that you have no problem with using the word no. No is your no, and you do not care. You're not going to carry the emotional labor of how people are affected by your no. You're going to make good decisions for yourself, all right? So for you, your advice, your spiritual advice is surrender to rest and sleep. It says to prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I just said that. You're not going to feel guilty for taking rest. And Spirit is saying to surrender to rest. Allow your body to heal naturally. So some of you can even get into, or Spirit is, you know what it is? Spirit could be putting a lot of holistic things on your mind in order to heal your mind, body, and soul. It could be something that you're calling in, like spirit, like divine support. And if you start to notice on your timeline, you see a lot of people juicing or a lot of healing foods and flushing out your system and fasting. It is the spirituals, the spiritual realm's way of communicating with you that it's time to heal your soul, and these are the things that you will benefit from. So even like the choices of food that you have may change. Some of you may become vegans, and you are going to become the breadwinner in your family. And this is the reason why you needed to learn boundaries, because your family would have drained you if you came into this money when you didn't have boundaries. So you're going to be earning a lot of spiritual support. Yeah, a lot of spiritual support, a lot of karmic, like good juju, karmic rewards, a lot of balance, a lot of peace is going to be gifted to you by your new choices. All right. And some of you, you're going to notice that you also are going to come to a place where it's better for you to be by yourself than to entertain toxic, draining relationships that literally they take a toll on your spirit. Now your spirit, you could be more sensitive. You can find yourself to be way more sensitive to toxic energies, or just loud noises, or just, people who may have chaotic spirits. It might be expensive now to entertain some of the things that you actually had the tolerance level to entertain before. You're going to notice that there's going to be a shift, like a diet. Even in social media, you might start to delete certain people that you're following because the things that they post, it's like, what the heck is this? Baby, what are you doing? You might detox your timeline. Like, I only want to see things on my timeline that supports the journey that I'm on. So you're going to notice that as well, Gemini, and Spirit is telling you to slow down. And slow down in many ways. Some of you could be a speed demon on the road. You drive really, really fast. You need to slow down. Or it could be, slow down if you overpack your schedule. You're gonna need time to balance new energy that is being gifted to you. All right. So pay attention to the signs and synchronicities, because they're all over the place for you, Gemini. So you're headed home towards your own self, and this is the reason why you will find a better match for 2026, that you both will be in a place of a lot of peace, and harmony. So it's like you're trading in an unhealthy life for a way more healthy, balanced life. That's the transition that is coming towards you. And when you start to see yourself drifting back into old habits, I see you laughing at yourself. Like, you catch yourself when you are about to fall. So you're very special, Gemini. And your last message is universe. We are all just stardust. So you're really going to become very attuned to frequencies, to angel numbers. You're going to become very, very spiritual and aligned, You may even find yourself wanting to meditate. And if you do not meditate, you may just find yourself where you need way more quiet time than you used to have before. All right. So silence, your mind is going to start to need a lot of silence. It's passing out a lot of like negativity from all kinds of stuff. Some of you could be sensitive to energy. My lovely Scorpios, for you, Scorpio, that I see you fasting too. Scorpio, if you were a drinker, alcohol is going to start to become too much for your body to handle. You're going to notice that you may not be able to drink the way that you used to. And it's Spirit's way of trying to tell you to limit the amount of toxins you put in your body, because it weighs you down. You can't have a heavy spirit. You need a light spirit. Scorpio, I get like a lost energy. You feel really lost. And why you feel lost, Scorpio? A lot of things changed in your life, and I feel like you need to keep up with the changes. You could be struggling to let go of habits that are no longer healing or good coping habits. You might struggle with your emotions and how to maintain and create balance and peace within inside of you, you know? You can also be scared of what is going to happen in your future next. If this message does not resonate with you, it's okay. This message will definitely resonate with someone. But check your sun, moon, and rising if this message does not, work for you. But for some of you Scorpios, it's like, you know what it is? This gives me resistant. You are resistant to putting down certain things. It's like you're trying to hold on to things that they're not good for you. So it can even be, suppose you're a Scorpio and you broke up with Ralph, and some reason you cling on to the memories of Ralph, and you even wonder how Ralph is doing or if Ralph is going to come back around. It's like Spirit wants you to move on, and they're going to test you. Scorpio, you're going to be tested a lot on what it is with you. It says justice. So justice means like justice has been served. People who have hurt you have been given or are getting a lot of karma. I feel Spirit isolated you, or they're trying to isolate you in order to get you into alignment. There is a divine plan on your life, but sometimes you could like run back into the same problems or the same types of people in different bodies again because of the energies that you're still holding on too tightly to. So it's almost like a Scorpio, you might desire marriage, you might desire a healthy partner, but you're not in alignment with it yet because of the habits that you're still holding on to. So there is, let me tell you, in 2026, Scorpio, there's going to be a whole lot of divine intervention. And if you struggle to let go of things that Spirit shows you 100 times, like, yo, this is not good for you, and you still hold on to it, just be prepared for you to have like a lot of storms in your life. And storms could be like emotional. Storms can look like your mind racing. Storms can look like you feeling frustrated, angry at the universe, angry at God. Like, why are you making me suffer? And they're trying to relieve you of suffering, but some of you can still be holding on to things that are not really good for you. And that's the biggest struggle that I see. I just see a big struggle that is going to come towards you. Like you're still in the process of trying to understand yourself and what's good for you and what's not, like some of you too, you may even like still crave, some of you may crave unavailable people, even though you've already completed that cycle in your life. You still may have a habit of holding on. That can be a behavior that you have, Scorpio, like holding on too long, like, and you may even have a parent that might observe it within you. Like, what is it about Scorpio? How do they keep finding themselves in these situations? Like there could be people around, like, you are such a good person. How are you still going through this? Or why are these type of people still like messing with your mind? Why does it still affect you? You just take a while to let go of things. And some of you, not to be too triggering, some of you may actually crave drama, like, and you might not know it. It's like, oh, you don't know your needs that well yet. That's what the real core issue is. Some of you are still struggling to identify what do I need? It could be as simple as you need to get back in touch with your inner child and allow your inner child to lead you into a healthier place. And that could be it. Like giving your inner child the fun it needs. And sometimes if you're a Scorpio and you want to work, and then you're overworked and you don't have enough fun, you don't have an outlet. So instead of you turning to like a fun outlet, you may want to call like a sneaky link. Or you might get bored. Like boredom might like run you into the wrong hands. It's a situation like that, Scorpio. You are struggling to understand your needs and how to meet your needs by yourself. That's what it is. Honey. So everybody in the world has needs, it's almost like there needs to be an integration. So trading out the unhealthy for healthier, better outlets so that you won't gravitate back to things that are actually no good for you anymore. So there could be outdated things that you are still trying to hold on to because you haven't found healthier things yet for you. That's what it is. Whew, honey, I knew it was something. So for you, Scorpio, I feel like 2026 is going to be trial and error. And be careful of what you wish for, because if you are thinking about David too much, don't be surprised if the universe sends David back in to see, well, what are you going to do with it? And then you end up back in a cycle that you don't even want to be in, because you really don't want to be in the cycle. Sometimes when you're bored, you just kind of like cling on to it because it's what you know, the familiar. That's what it is, Scorpio. You hold on to things that are familiar to you out of comfort, even if it doesn't even give you comfort anymore. That's what it is. You need new things in order to latch on so you won't go back to the old things, all right? So, yeah, and it's going to be a little struggle for you to find this. It's like trial and error for you. That's what you're going to start to notice. And then moments of solitude, it doesn't give you the peace that it's supposed to. Some of you it does, and like I said, please go check your sun, moon, or rising. Please go check your rising or your moon sign if this doesn't apply to you. But the spiritual messages, they're exactly what they are. They're spiritual messages. When I have downloads, guess what they are? They're messages from my spirit guides. And sometimes the messages might be uncomfortable to people, but I have to speak the truth. You understand? Like one thing about me, and I'm only saying this because sometimes in the comments, people are like, well, hopefully the messages will be better next time. It's not about better. Sometimes people really just need to hear the truth. Some people are really trying to heal and they want to hear the truth. They want to set themselves free. They're tired of things being the way that they are. So if these are the messages that my spirit guides are giving me, that's my job to say it, and say it exactly the way that they're translating it through me. So once again, if this is triggering for anyone, it's not meant to. It's only meant to help you. So yeah, some of you, the issue is trading out the old, outdated things that are no longer good for you in order to adapt to healthier things. It's almost like a person that they go to the doctors, their doctor tells them like you have borderline diabetes, or you have these health issues and you need to eat a certain way, but you're so used to like fried chicken that it's hard to trade fried chicken in for a salad. Salads are not that great. It's a situation like that. If you can understand that interpretation, change, even though it's better, it's not always easy for people. And I feel like that is the struggle that you're going to start to realize that you go to. And sometimes you settle for comfort, even if it doesn't feel good, because you struggle to adapt to change. All right. So for you, Scorpio, what do you need to surrender? So it says you need to surrender to your full power Your life is calling for you to step in your full power rather than play small. This is what I'm saying. It's time for you to step into your full power instead of like crawling back into places that you've outgrown. So this is the part. You've outgrown it, but for some reason you still cling on to it. You outgrew it already. And this could be out of fear, because the next card is let go of like fearful stories that you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on the solution, and celebrate every day. So that's what I'm saying. Change could be terrifying to people. And it is because your body actually goes through things when you are changing out habits. And if you are not aware of why you're feeling this way, you may cling on to the old. But yeah, so one more. It's like the message is it's like a power struggle with your own higher power. It's like that. Yeah, so this is what it is. The next card for advice. Endings are inevitable. You could be a Scorpio. You do not like endings. The endings are sad, It could be like, damn, it's over. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with these feelings. So I kind of grab onto it instead of letting it go. I think the real struggle is letting go. So for you, Aquarius, the spiritual message is no one knows. Like some of you Aquariuses, you actually look very young for your age. You don't like nobody really knows who you are, what you've been through, if you're okay, if you're like nobody really knows, but a lot of people may have seen you as secretly like an escape or like a threat or a time ticking bomb, You grew up in a very, very chaotic environment. And it's like that's all you ever wanted to do was just be happy. Did you know that? You only ever wanted happiness. So what Spirit is going to do, they're opening up new doors. And this almost feels very emotional for some reason. I feel a lot of emotions coming out of me, like for this reading. This can make you really, really, okay, I got it. 2026 is going to make you very, very emotional. It's going to bring back everything your inner child ever lost. So your inner child lost hope. They lost season. You were a very seasoned, soulful, happy child that learned how to harden yourself because of the environment. You could have been raised in a very strict environment, and it's almost like even your child may know that, and they may not see, like they see the softer side of you, like the child side, and you may even have a child that wonders, did you ever really get to have fun when you were young, because you are older, but you still carry this very, very young spirit inside you, so your child may see you more clearer than anybody around you. And it's like a big reflection of like your worth now. You may be older in age and you've been through a lot and you've seen a lot. So you had to learn a new order of what to accept, what not to accept. You had to learn how to keep your spirits high, because people could have always came in your life and tried to play with your worth or tried to mess with your spirit. Like, this is weird. This is like an innocent, like people tried to mess with your innocence, like the purity in you. Like people didn't understand it, so they would trigger it. They would try to make you upset. People did things to you. They never ever apologized to you for it. And it's like now you could have like wrestled with thoughts of like, well, what am I really worth? Because why am I feeling this, but people are coming into my life and showing me this. So what's about to come into your life? It's a brand new story, and Spirit is, they're smiling because they're saying you are going to be the author of this book. You get to tell them where to go because you've took so much shit that you never ever deserved. And they're going to magically rewrite your story for you and hand you your own book, Aquarius. And in this story, you will be with a divine partner who has an inner child spirit so that you guys can laugh and play into the day that you rest. That's what you're being gifted in this lifetime. They said your story is going to be so magical, so sentimental, and the people that tried to destroy you, they will not even be able to have the hands to ruin it or touch it. So they said, do not digest any shit that people try to give you. And I feel like they could have taught you that. A lot of people are struggling with themselves. A lot of people, they don't know how to be happy. They don't know how to lift up their own spirit. So a lot of people may try to cling on to you or do dirt behind your back in order to destroy your reputation. And it could have took you a long time to piece this up, for you to really make sense of, like, you could have been a victimized Aquarius. Like, why me? What is it about me? What is it? Is it a reflection of my worth? Why do people treat me less than what I see my own value to be? And that's why, because you were a big bright light that people never understood. What is it about Aquarius, or why do people treat Aquarius so special? So you could have been, when you were younger, you could have been given a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy, a lot of stalkers, people watching you, never wanting to give you the credit. It's like there could have been a light on your life. Like you could have came here with a divine assignment in order to spread love and light into the world, and people tried to take your light from you. That's what it looks like, Aquarius. This is deep and sad. All the sorrow, it went to heaven, and it's going to be replaced with joy. Can you imagine? They said to prepare yourself for a sudden shift, a sudden shift in your reality. And they want you to embrace yourself. Like, it's going to be so magically delicious in this new realm that you created for yourself, like a soft life. You got in so much harshness that it's time for you to get pampered and soft, and a whole new body, a whole new mind, a whole new diet regimen, a whole new, like, insecure people, they won't even be able to handle your spirit. So you won't even need to call anybody back in. They won't be able to handle this part of you, you know? Some people even know that they ruffled your feathers to a point of no freaking return. So some people may not even show back up in your story at all. You know what I mean? So Spirit is saying you can count on them. You can count on us. They could be trying to send you signs and trying to help you build your trust back up in them. Like, we got you now. You know, like I even hear like hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray. You may notice yourself traveling a lot, going out a lot, like finding buddies out of nowhere, people on your path that are just so happy, and and you will start to sing a lot. You will love music. You'll start to dance a lot. You will start to shout of joys to the heaven for all that they're about to pour on you. And people will have to pay for the poison that they tried to serve you. They will have to pay. So, and even your diet and men is going to change forever, is what Spirit is saying, forever. Like, the disrespect shook you to your core. You never knew that people can be so ugly. They're ugly. Their spirit is disgusting, you know, but that's because they're suffering. Hurt people hurt people. All right. So, Spirit is about to move mountains for you in a way that only you will know. Like, Spirit will send you special messages for you. So in this season, they're telling you to surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness where silence can heal and replenish you. You are about to, like, I see a high level coming for you. Like, I see you elevating. Oh. So if you're elevating, then you will have higher frequencies that match you, and a lot of things that are actually going to be disguised blessings, and you will be able to distinguish it. You will be able to trust it. You'll be able to know better. All right. Another thing, because I don't want to do too many cards. It says surrender to procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a good Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So you're going to even notice that things take off for you quicker. You know, you don't have to earn success, Aquarius. You don't have to earn it. You could have felt that way. Like, I got to work so hard. I gotta earn it. And it could have overwhelmed you. You could have felt pressured by it, and it could have caused procrastination and fear, but you do not have to, like, you need to enjoy it. They want you to step into the frequency of joy again. Get back to that inner child that has fun and allows things to flow to you. Nobody, like, if there are people who are trying to get even with you, you're going to notice that nobody can even get even with you, or some people are not going to want to get even with you no more. So yeah. You're in a season right now. This is happening right now where you're stepping into your confidence. I really feel like the world tried to take your light and destroy your confidence because you were really, really shining. All right. And it also says take control of your own narrative. This is what I'm saying. Spirit is giving you the pen to rewrite your story, a better story. You know, you spent a lot of time trying to understand people. Why are they hurting me? Why are they treating me this way? And now you're going to step into, what do I want? What makes me feel relaxed? What makes me feel at peace? What makes me feel confident? What makes me feel hopeful? It's going to be, it ain't going to be about them. It's going to be about you. All right. Pisces. I hear, what about your friends? Like, some of you Pisces, you are finally going to meet, and I hear the best power couple ever. All right. So, and I hear a powerful attorney is going to be on your side. So if you are going through anything, Spirit says you will never ever go broke. That's something, that a lesson that you had to carry out in order to replace like fear with answered prayers. So you could be stepping into a season of abundance or wealth. You can get unexpected wealth that comes your way. And I don't know why this is showing up with unexpected wealth. I don't know if someone may try to take you to court in order to, like, find a way to get the money that is going to be given to you, and you'll have a powerful attorney that will back you up and fight for you better than anyone has ever fought for you. So your life belongs to you. You have and you could be the breadwinner in your family. And I also see like a sister soldier. So for you, you are being birthed with infinite power. Power is being gifted to you. And it could be, you could have went through like an initiation when it comes to the higher realms. They're gifting it to you, and they're holding this power with you. They're helping you. They're leading you into powerful doors. Like, some of you actually could be a powerful attorney. Like, some of you could be an attorney. And you're protected, you know? So for you, it's like long life. You have long life and longevity and long friendships. You have powerful friendships and connections that are coming your way. It could have took you a long time to get here. Like, some of you, This is interesting. You know what this makes me think of, like an eagle. An eagle is ready to fly. You could have went through a preparation stage in your life. You may not even know this part, Pisces. Spirit could have been preparing you your whole entire life. You could have been a Pisces that had spiritual protection on you from the time that you were born. Some of you can even be marked. So look on your body. If you have weird tattoos or weird bruises as a child, this is all about markings, like you're off limits, and the only things that you went through from a child was in order to create this power within you as you rise. So this is like rising from evil shit. Okay. You can be like a spiritual warrior. You can be a person where, like, codes, like when you sleep, there's certain weird dreams and you don't even realize that certain codes are being activated in you while you sleep. So you have a spiritual mission, and it doesn't matter what you do, right? So if you're a lawyer, you were born to be a very powerful lawyer. If you are a teacher, you were born to be a very, very powerful teacher. If you're a speaker, you're born to be a very, very powerful speaker. And no matter what you go through, you will always have an army behind you to defeat your enemies. So this is like a born again. Some of you can be a born again, like a survivor. You could have been through a lot of things that you didn't even know how you would get through. And you're like, wow, I made it through that. You were meant to. You were birthed this way. So it's almost like you ever hear, like, there's a divine plan on your life, and there's nothing that anybody can try to do to alter it. So you need to trust timing, Pisces, because you're right on time. Wherever you are, you're right on time. It's exactly where you're supposed to be. So if you even went to an institution, you will notice that there's teachers that actually had, like, eyes on you, and they had eyes on you because they may not even know it, or subconsciously they could have caught on to it, that, oh, I'm meant to be here to protect you, to preach to you, to help you sort through this, to help you. You're going to notice that on each part of your life or your journey, you always had a spiritual teacher, whether it came in the form of a boss, whether it came in the form of, like, a therapist, a spiritual coach. You've always had someone in order to help you raise your vibration or keep you on track. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool to see it in this spiritual sense, right? Because this is the reason why I love to do these messages. There is the physical practicality of the world, and then there's the spirituality of the world. You know what I mean? So that's what's going to happen with you. And at times you will feel very, very overwhelmed, or feel like caught in your head. I don't know what to do. And as soon as you say that, it's like a solution falls out the sky and picks you up and pushes you back into position and throws you back in the game. That's another thing. Some of you can struggle with feeling overwhelmed because there's so many, it's very spiritual, It's like you may even feel at times that there's something that's trying to hold you back, and that can be very spiritual. So you need to make sure you pray. You can be under a lot of pressure as you go through these forces, but you need to pray over yourself and just know that it's something very supernatural that is happening, and it's ordered in your life, and you won't have to worry. Even certain things that you crave, if you notice that you're very spontaneous and you just start to spontaneously order things online, and then all of a sudden you'll notice there's a big event, and all these things that you ordered, you are now prepared for this event that you get invited to spontaneously. It's going to be things like that. Lots of spiritual coincidences, but for you in particular, there's nothing that is going to be a coincidence. And just know, before anybody even reaches out their hand to hurt you, the highest, God, whatever you use for source, they seen it coming to you way before it even happened, and they already set out divine angels to set forth on your path to take care of your enemies. Like, you're that powerful. It's like that in the spiritual realm for you. So you will even notice that there could be like weird people trying to control you, and like your angels may laugh at them, like, we're going to get you out of here. People can't even control you. You could have been called a rebellious soul. You could have been labeled as rebellious, as unobtainable. There's nothing that you cannot get out of. And this is what's about to unfold for you. You are about to operate from the capacity of your power, or you're going to be put in a position of power. And you've been trained for this all this time, so you can handle it. At times you may even feel that way, like, damn, I can handle anything. You might really feel like that. Like, sometimes if you wake up just feeling really powerful, almost like really close to God, like damn near untouchable, it's because deep down inside you own that truth. That really is your truth. It's in you. So let's see. So partying, you may have divine angel type of friends, and I just see you being celebrated up above. Like, you're very celebrated. Like, they're like, keep going, yeah. It's pretty cool. You give me, things will start to move for you at an accelerated rate. You will start to see swift, fast changes that are leveling you up. It's a situation like that, It can even be, okay, this is what I'm getting. Have you ever heard that, like, once God, or the highest, the source, I say God, puts their hand on you, they can throw you 10 years ahead than what you've ever had to do. You know what I mean? It's like you can start at rock bottom, but as soon as that hand lays on you, you can be shooted 10 years ahead of your time. It's a situation like that. Get ready for things to move really, really fast ahead for you, to like another timeline that you're just going to be placed up on. Be open to that. So see, they're telling you to surrender to success. It could have to do with your success. It basically says you are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. That's exactly what's about to happen to you. And it's gonna be exciting, and it could also be overwhelming. All right. They're also telling you surrender to habits of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So you're going to notice this shift. All right. Yeah. You may even hear music playing in the back of your mind a lot. So there's something to do with music and it keeping you at a higher frequency. If you hear a song on repeat, play it. Another thing is they're telling you to unplug and relax. So find a way to unplug, find a way to relax. This could be a resting period. You can have a period in your life, and it could be like the next 3 weeks. You have like a resting period before this big abundance comes for you, So take advantage of it is what they're trying to say. And it says, make a change. Don't be surprised if you start to make a lot of physical changes. Like, you start to change your hair, you start to change your wardrobe, you start to make changes to yourself, you start to have a big glow up. All right. Virgo, peace. A lot of peace is going a lot of peace is going to be restored inside of you. For you, be prepared for you to finally get the answers of your prayers. But let me explain to you. Some of you could have had your parent wasn't honest with you, or your parent could have left, like they could have passed before you had an opportunity to really get to know who you were, or even know your family's history. There's something to do with history that you never got to know about yourself. Or some of you could have struggled to identify, like, well, who am I? Like, I need to know more about my family. Maybe your family didn't share information. They could have been secretive about certain things. You could have had a mother or father that passed, and you never really got to meet a part of your own self. And there is going to be, Spirit is going to give you evidence that true love does exist. Before they deliver it to you, they're going to help you find the love in your own self. Some of you could have really struggled with like self-esteem, and you never understood like why. Like, why are you always messing with your looks? Why are you always, I want to feel extra handsome. I want to feel really beautiful. How come I don't feel? Like, some of you could became emotionally numb because you could have had a rough upbringing, or you didn't have the right parental support to support you on your journey into femininity. So this can even be like, if you are a woman, you could have grown up like with brothers. So you could have been born with like an edge, and you didn't really know how to be soft or how to open up your heart. You could have been in a place where you were brought up in a neighborhood that was rough. So since you were in a rough neighborhood, you were always guarded, and it's almost like you never really had a chance to create the life that you've wanted to. You could have been a Virgo that you learned to disconnect from yourself and live in an imaginary world. Like, you created a beautiful world in order to feel safe, because your true life was never really safe for you. People were never really safe. I don't know, like, some of you could have been in foster care. It could have been a situation like that as well. You could have been in foster care, so you never really met your parents, and you could have been from home to home, so you had to learn to not really get comfortable. And what's about to happen for you, it's like, some of you could be parents, some of you could be parents, and you're trying to create a safe, stable, loving environment for your children that you never ever had, and that's another thing too. Again, like, if you were adopted, it could have even been like answers like that. Like, why did my parent give me up for adoption? Why didn't they want to see me? Why did they place me into this world and do that? It could have made you lose a sense of who you are, Or some of you Virgos, if you were raised in a family, you could have feel like your parent treated you like you were an adopted child. Like, how come my parent treats me bad and treats my other siblings better? It's just a situation where you felt like you've never really belonged. You never really had like real family, and you're trying to create that for your own children, and sometimes it could be hard to show up for them because no one ever really showed up for you, and you're trying the best that you can, so this is going to be 2026 is going to be like one of the most peaceful times that you've ever experienced in your life. And it's not going to be made up, like you daydreaming in your head and you just trying to create fantasies. Like, some of you are even really good at like role playing, or some of you could be really good at like acting, or, writing stories and getting lost in it, because it was your safe place in a very chaotic, unhealthy environment. It's like that. And you are going on a journey in 2026 to come home to yourself and learn how to fall in love with yourself so that you can allow someone else to love you. It's a situation like that. So be prepared to crave love a lot. Be prepared for your heart to like want to know, what does it feel like to have true romance, for a person to really, really be there for you. You probably never experienced that. You could have been a Virgo that you took care of a lot of people, but you never really knew how to receive love for your own self. Once again, this message may be very triggering. It's not meant to trigger you. And if this does not resonate with you, please check your moon sign, check your rising. All right. So it's a situation where Spirit is saying God never forgot you, because some of you could have been prayer warriors and feel like, I feel overlooked. I feel like people around me are getting blessed and I'm not. So it could have made you feel like, am I meant to suffer? And I don't want to feel this way anymore. So for 2026, be prepared to feel drawn to nature. Be prepared to feel drawn to other cultures that you've never actually got to experience. Some of you Virgos, if you've never even like traveled outside of like your state, your town, be prepared to like start looking at vacations and thinking about what it will look like for you to travel away with your kids and give them a life that you've never ever experienced, you know? A lot of people enjoy your light, so you need to be careful of energy vampires, Virgo. Because that's another thing, like, you could even have a best friend that could be very draining to your soul, that you might start to put boundaries on because you want to preserve your own energy for yourself and your children. So, you know, be prepared for things to start to be more clear. You're going to get a lot of answers. You're going to get a lot of fulfillment, but the fulfillment is not coming from outside of you. The fulfillment is going to come from within you. You're going to learn how to create happiness and love within yourself without reaching out of you for outside validation of what you are going to learn has been inside of you the whole entire time. Like, you are loved, you are lovable, and you could have just been experiencing pain because of your environment, you know? It's almost like somebody who could have been raised in the projects. So in the projects, you just seen a lot of violence, and like I said, this is not going to be for everyone, but this will apply to some of you. This is the message that is coming to me. So if it doesn't resonate with you, just check your moon sign, check your rising. Yeah. So that's what I see for you. And let's see. It's like you're gonna heal the feminine side in you. And if you are a male watching this could have been you having to be tough, having to make sure that you protect your own self from like street stuff, and you not being able to allow a woman to love you because you had to be guarded, or you had to be tough, or you had to fight your whole life. So you kind of like push women away because they make you soft, and you haven't been able to create safety in yourself to receive a real woman to step into your life. And this could be you as a man finally learning how to wear your heart on your sleeve again, and you're going to actually love it. This is like a male Virgo allowing a woman to be affectionate and loving, and you learning how to receive it without feeling guarded or trying to push the woman away, you know? Some of you, yes, it's like that. It's like surrendering your ego. If you are a male Virgo, it's like you surrendering your ego so that you can allow love to win. It could be something that you've never done. And you could have even felt like, yo, women are crazy. Women are expecting too much from me. What's wrong with these women? That's why I'm better by myself, or I'm better just having like a side piece and nothing real, because these women, they're this, they're that. And the truth is, women, a real feminine woman, they are soft. They do need you. And you being able to put your ego down, it allows you to receive the softness of the woman without you feeling threatened. It's a situation like that. So it says surrender to your body. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person, a situation. If you feel physically drained, and I was just telling you that, you might have a real chatty best friend that physically drains the life force out of you whenever you connect to them, and you might love them, but it's like, listen to your body. If you're in a relationship, you feel a bunch of anxiety, you feel upset, you feel angry, you're taking on the emotions of your partner. You need to know that that partner is not the healthiest for you, and you need to create safety for yourself in order for you to understand what's safe for me, what's not, So some of you possibly get signs in your body, and you might not understand it, or you might ignore it. And once again, this is exactly what I was explaining. This is why the cards just validate my intuition. The cards say, surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in compassionately. So this is what it is. It's like I said, if you're a male, you don't really know how to receive a feminine's energy. You feel, oh, they want too much of my time. Oh, they always whining. Oh, they always asking for stuff. It's like, hello. It's you finally releasing your ego in order to feel love. You could have had love, you just never ever allowed yourself to receive because you were always protective, guarded. You could be strapped up. Like it could be a life that you lived that never ever allowed you to receive a real woman's love. Women could have been aggravating to you, and you're going to finally allow yourself to be loved, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Spirit says for you, if you're a male, like women are going to become like a huge escape in a positive way. Like you're going to start to tell your girl everything, like, yo, babe, you're going to be one of them. You're going to turn to babe, guess what this, or babe, guess that, or damn, I can't wait to get off of work and get home to my babe. Like everything is going to be about you and bae. You know what I'm saying? So even for some of you feminines, being able to surrender and allow a real person to come into your life, and you don't have to be so guarded. So this is exactly what it means. Like in 2026, you're going on a journey to self-love. Like here it shows, do it for you. So this is a journey for you. You finally finding peace for you. You finally learning like to appreciate the little things, Some of you, it could even be like you moving out of a neighborhood and going into a new community. And it could be like a gated community. You could be going into a gated community where there's like a lot of peaceful, quiet people, and they're really friendly, and you hear birds chirping, and it's like real blissful, and the silence means a lot to you. Seeing the birds mean a lot to you. You can sit down and see kids laughing, and it's so beautiful to you. It's like the simplest things are going to melt your heart in 2026, all right? And let me tell you, your love life is going to get so delicious. I'm talking about you're finally going to know what it feels like to be pampered by a real feminine. So you know what a vision I'm getting right now? Like you've seen Coming to America, and like, is it Hakeem? He's in the hot tub, and the women are like bathing him. Not to say you're going to have a bunch of women around bathing you, but it's almost like whoever is gonna be your partner. They're really big wish fulfillment. They're in touch with their sensuality, and they damn well know how to take care of a man. I'll just tell you that. And if the roles are reversed, it's the same situation, you know? Yeah. Libra, I hear the storm is over now and you crying. You might get back into touch with your principles, your values, who you are. You could have lost yourself. You could have been through hell. You had spiritual attacks, like literally. People being jealous of you, people being envious of you, people trying to send you the evil eye, and people sending you negative energy, like people not wanting you to be happy, people seeing you climb to the top and people not wanting you to get there. This could be people secretly lying on the job and saying that you're doing this, you're doing that to try to get you fired. This could be if you have children, a child's father, a child's mother not wanting you to be happy, purposely placing all the responsibility on you, not trying to help you take care of the kid, hoping that it will tear you down to pieces. You lived a brutal life. Brutal. And it shows the storm is over now. Let me tell you this, for you, Libra, it could have been karmic debt from a past lifetime that you had to get over in this lifetime. You know what I mean? So this could have been something that carried down even from like generation to generation. You know what I mean? Like it could have been something your mother had this battle and your mother didn't know what to do with it. And this battle got passed down to you, and you're just like, why? It could even be like you're really, really attractive and people can't stand it. You have a relationship and you have people that purposely want to find your insecurities and nitpick at you and put you down because you're actually a blessing in their life. It could be you having partners and helping them, and then they turn on you because you were able to help them and they couldn't help themselves. A lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of people dumping their emotions on you. It was painful. It was embarrassing. I even hear like blackmail, like people trying to blackmail you if you want to leave. You could have been in an abusive relationship where you physically had to fight for your freaking life. It's like that. And you finally escaping the hands of the freaking enemy. Like the enemy being after you. This is like, you know how people be like, ain't nothing but people be saying that. And you experiencing that firsthand, you know? It can even be like you being the Cinderella of the family and people not appreciating it, you know? Throwing all the responsibilities on you and not caring about your feelings and how you feel, and you could have been a very expressive Libra. This is people trying to shut you up because you could have known the truth. You can see the envy in people. You can see the jealousy in people. You can see the snake in a person. You knew like your mom could bring a boyfriend home and you can see like, yo, that mom, that man ain't good for you. And your mom trying to turn on you because you're actually freaking right. It's like that. Baby, you had it bad. Like no joke kidding, bad. You could have even had a spiritual gift. You could have had a third eye open that since you were young, and people couldn't stand you because you always knew the truth. So people would try to shut you up and shut you down and push you to the side because they never wanted to hear the truth, you know? I do tarot, so I know all about it. People do not want to hear the truth. People want you to sell them a lie so that they can feel good. So it's even a situation like that. You know, a lot of people have to lie to themselves in order to get by the day. You know, there's people who are truth seekers. There's people who can see through illusions. And there's other people who are very, very triggered by the truth. They ain't trying to live the truth. They don't want to hear about the truth. It's like, baby, lie to me. Make me feel good. You will literally meet people like that. Like, no, I don't want the truth. Give me a lie. The lie feels better. So you've been through a lot, Libra, and this caused you to study, This caused you to dig deep. You can be very psychological when it comes to people. And it's almost like people wanted to find a way to shut you down, to mute you, and you're finally collapsing that timeline. People try to take your power from you. This is like you getting your power back. This is like you getting your confidence back, and you surrendering, like you surrendering the anger. You could have felt angry. You could have felt, it's like your understanding cleanses you, like you having the psychological background of why people function the way that they function allows you to surrender and heal. It's like I finally realized why people are showing up and showing up this way. It's like you taking responsibility over a gift that you have and understanding that this gift, it comes with a price. And that's the price you pay for knowing the truth, is that people will not like you. And they will not. Some people will appreciate you, and other people will try to find ways to shut you down, you know? So for you, Libra, it's like you creating a very small, peaceful life for yourself. This is you giving yourself the closure and the peace you need. This is like you feeling humbled, but you finally feeling safe. You could have been a Libra that carried a lot of anxiety, and you just never felt safe being in this world because you never felt protected. People were always trying to come against you. You've always had to fight. And this is you finally allowing your sword to go down, and you being able to be okay with your truth and allow people to feel or be fixed in whatever reality that they choose to. This is you walking away from a very, very hard, embarrassing life and a big, big fight that you never ever seen coming. That's what's going to happen to you. You lay it to rest, you know? People could have thought that you would have been stone cold after all that you've been through. You could have had moments of being bitter, being isolated, feeling muted by people, but it was all for the higher good, you know? So some of you, you're settling into a completely new life where you're gonna be okay. You're gonna take it easy, and you're not gonna be afraid to speak your truth. You're just gonna understand who can handle it versus who can't. You know, it's a better understanding. And I see binge watching shows. So like I said, you might create your own level of comfort in the house where you watch shows, you have a very peaceful, simple life, and this is what you're going to give to yourself. Because in the beginning too, you could have felt like, oh, I think I'm helping people, but come to find out, it can actually disrupt people's peace if you are forcing them to see something that they're not ready to see yet. So this is what you are going to take the load off of your energy. And you're going to realize that the frequencies start to balance out on its own once you let your sword down. You know, some of you even letting your hair down. You can be on a hair growth journey. You could be wearing your hair out more. And yeah. If you are a single Libra, this is even you taking your time and dating somebody new. You know, you could have found out that because of who you are, not everybody deserves to have access to you. So this is you even taking a new approach to love that will be way more beneficial to you. You are tired of one-sided situations. This is like, I need reciprocation. I'm a good person. Like, this is you saying that. I'm a really good person. I deserve reciprocation. I don't want people coming in my life that just feed off my energy. So this is what's going to come to you, Libra. And this could have took you a while. So it's saying to you, surrender your fear to change. So it shows the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you are afraid of change in your job, your health, or in a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmations. I have faith that all is well. And then it also shows surrender to low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. I'm telling you, if your self-esteem was affected, it's because too many people were trying to come for you. Too many people are trying to come for you. Of course, like, how are you going to look at yourself? If the whole world is at odds with you, it's going to make you look at your own self and begin to create a war with your own self, you know? So this is like, I feel like you building back up your self-esteem may take some time. You're going to try out some new looks, what looks best for me, what makes me feel comfortable, what makes me feel confident. You may even have a friend that like sends you certain pictures and suggests certain things to you. So building your self-esteem is going to take some time, but one thing that you will feel happy with is the life. The life that you start to create for yourself will be enough. All right. So the next thing for you, it says your potential is endless. So there's so much that you can do, Libra. Your potential is endless. You can be a multi-talented Libra. You do not have to limit yourself. Some of you too are like shy. You can be shy. Like there could be other things that you want to do. You could even be a Libra who like, dang, deep down inside, I wish I can start a YouTube, but you're kind of like shy to be seen, and you're going to have to overcome that, you know? Like, man, I want to do a YouTube. I want to do a TikTok. I have so much to say. You have a story to tell. And it could be like you being shy or afraid to be seen or to be known, because the last time, anytime you speak, people would try to come against you, and you could be fearful of that, you know? But thank you, boo. Merry Christmas. Yeah. My lovely Leos. So you're healing your soul, and you're going to become mentally and physically stable and safe to people. You could have been seen as unstable. You could have been seen as socially awkward. You could have been seen as losing control at certain points in your life, and you are finally going to gain the recognition that you are deserving. So when it comes to you, Leo, it could have been like a fight or flight response. You could have been in fight or flight for a very, very long time. And this could have been because of a relationship that you actually thought you were safe in. You know, it's you know what this even gives me? This gives me like a woman who could have been married or in a relationship with a man for like 10 years. And it could have been a situation where you thought you were safe, and you thought that this person would have your back, and then you find out that they were cheating on you, or they have a family outside of you, or it's like the rug was ripped from underneath your feet, and you found yourself in a situation where you thought that you would be protected, but the person could have turned on you. And all of a sudden, it's like your reality and your safety could have shooken you. So your nervous system could have been on fight or flight, where you physically at times felt like you would have to fight for yourself because of someone who exploited you, someone who you thought that you can trust, that you can run to, that could have been taking advantage of you. You know, it's a situation like that, Leo. And then you even like leaning and turning to your friend and telling your friend about it. And then that friend using that information. And it's just a bad situation, Leo. You could have been, if you were seen that way, it's because your relationships could have taught you that I need to change who I am in order to gain approval and acceptance, because for some reason your partner chose someone else over you. And you know what I mean? It's like it could have scared you and scared it, like shocked your own identity. Like you thought that you were enough or the situation was enough, and it plays in the back of your mind a lot. The truth is you are more than enough. You could have just fell into the wrong hands and adapted to a system that was never true to who you are. You know, so in this 2026, it's learning to relate to people on the level that they are, instead of you allowing yourself to follow whatever they say. You know what I mean? It's almost like you meet a person, you really, really like them, and you want to be adaptable. So you will try to find ways to like please them, to be kind to them so that they can receive you well. And it's like breaking up with that way of relating to people. You are fine just the way you are. You don't have to change who you are or be anything other than who you are in order to be received. It's a situation like that, Leo. Another thing too, be prepared for a lot of attention. So if you are a newly single Leo, because like I said, you could have found out that somebody that you thought would have been for you is actually for the streets, you're going to start to have more options that like you, for you. You're going to have so many different options that you're not going to know even like who to choose, because they're all going to be good to you. They're all going to pour into you, and you're not going to know what to do with it. You know, like, wow, I never had this much attention before. Like, I get attention. I hear people say, oh, you know, you look good, but I never had it like this before. But it's just to show you that you were never the problem. So it's almost like reversing a curse that somebody could have put on you, you know? And I say that in a sense where how a person treats you can affect the way that you see yourself. It can also affect your identity and your position if you are not rooted in your own truth. You know, if you meet someone and you adapt to their way of life, you kind of get lost. You kind of lose yourself. You kind of have to start all over again. Like, well, damn, who am I? What do I like? And where do I go from here? It's like that. Like for you, Leo, 2026 is like you starting all over again, you know? So if you lived with this person, that's like you moving out, you living by yourself, you getting a taste of freedom, you starting to enjoy your own company, and like you running to the store, and then while you're at the store, you meet someone. Like you meet a lot of different people, Leo, that want to care for you, and they have conversations with you that like make you laugh, and it kind of like cheers up your spirit, and you get to like be yourself, or you get to see this new version of you unfold, and how people like you just as you are. However, it's going to make you mad. It's going to be like, there was nothing wrong with me. I never had to change just to keep, you know, Michael around. I didn't have to change just to keep Tiffany around. I didn't have to do that. You're going to realize that it was just that simple all along, you know? And then you will find out whoever tried to mistreat you, the grass is not even greener on the other side. It's a situation like that. You never had to change who you are. You had to be comfortable and stand 10 toes down on who you are. You don't have to change. And that's what you're going to find out. Like loyalty is going to be given to you in 2026. You're going to find real loyal, supportive souls that come and they pour into you. And they're very, very delicate with you, and they're kind to you. So a lot of unnecessary worry. Some of you can be really scared and wondering, well, what's going to happen to me? I want this. I prayed for this, but I got something different. Will it really work out for me this time? And you will see, like, little by little, things do come together for you. All right. So stay encouraged. Stay encouraged, Leo, is going to be your advice. Things are going to get better, and go at your own pace. It's like a person slowly building back up their identity, somebody slowly building back up their faith, somebody slowly taking their time to put their self back together after being like broken in a sense, you know? So that's what I see for you. You're going to start to make sense of what has happened. So Another thing too, what they're saying is surrender to the idea that you can fix someone. Some of you could have even been put into positions where you thought you could fix your partner, or once again, if you can show up in a certain way, that they will finally love you, they'll finally treat you the way that you deserve. Just know that you can't fix anyone, and what spirit wants you to do is fix the way that you see yourself, so that you don't have to try to change them or change you in order to be like loved. Like, if you even think about that, like, just think about that for a second. Why would you need to fix someone in order for them to love you, right? That's like you're trying to gain their approval or change the way that they see you, and there's no way that you can do that. Whoever you were with too, it's almost like they were lazy, they have self-esteem issues, and they could have projected that onto you. So that's what I'm saying. Be careful of who you're trying to fix. Who you're trying to fix can actually be the one that is actually taking you away from your own self and breaking you in the process. So Spirit is just basically saying it's time for a relationship to shift. If it doesn't work to try to fix someone, each person must be accountable for his or own healing journey. So you can't heal someone, you can't fix someone, you know? I feel like that's the hardest lesson for a lot of people to learn. I think a lot of people go through that lesson thinking that they can change someone or fix someone. Like, well, maybe if I'm kind to them, maybe if I'm loving to them, maybe if I try harder. And then the more you do, the more you realize you start to break and break and break to the point where you don't even know who you are anymore. It's like, what happened to me? You know? It also is telling you need to trust your intuition more, you know? You could be possibly holding on to someone that there's way more to them than what you think. Like, they probably need some real help. They say that people go to therapy for the people that won't go to therapy. Isn't that ironic? So for you, it says lavender, surround yourself with love. And this is exactly what I mean. You will get to a point where you're going to realize, like, man, I can't fix this person. I can't fix this situation. And you're going to start to realize that once you turn to your isolation will bring more loving people that are more soft and gentle with your heart. That could be another thing too, Leo. If you're a sensitive soul, you got to be careful. You got to be careful if you're a sensitive soul of what type of spirits you take on in people. Because some people, you know, some hurtful people can kind of like take you down. So yeah. Spirit also says, like, listen to the cues in your body. So your body may get senses like this person doesn't seem safe. This doesn't seem right. It's like learning to listen to your intuition and trust it, because it's trying to guide you away towards, like, your intuition is trying to guide you away from like harmful, toxic people and relationships. I feel like sensitive souls need other sensitive souls, because they will respond to you better. They will understand you better. Capricorn, you seem very discouraged. You seem very discouraged, especially if you are a single Capricorn. And if you are in a relationship and you're a Capricorn, it's like trusting that your person is exactly who they are, and the fact that you can't change them. And once you do, you'll start to enjoy the relationship better. Like, create happiness outside of your partner so that you won't feel so empty. It's almost like, Capricorn, you could possibly be with an emotionally unavailable person, so you don't feel fulfilled in a relationship, but you love them. They're good to you. They encourage you, they support you, but they're not emotionally available and you feel like a void, an emptiness, and you don't know what to do with it. So Spirit is trying to say create happiness in other ways, or even if you have to, lean on your friends and create moments of joy in your friends in order to fulfill what your partner is actually missing. It's like they're a good person, but they're just emotionally unavailable. So their love seems unobtainable at times, and sometimes you just need their comfort. Maybe you need to ask them now for your needs. Like, babe, can you just hold me today? Like, today was rough. Can you just hold me? With an emotionally unavailable person, you may need to tell them like what you need, because if they're emotionally unavailable, they're not attuned to your needs. They don't feel. So you would need to tell them. You would need to start to speak out your needs in hopes that they will adapt to it, but they're not going to naturally do it if they're emotionally unavailable. If you are a single Capricorn, you're just anxious and fearful that you will never find the love that you've been seeking, and it makes you very scared, you know? Don't settle. Because some of you may rush into the hands of an emotionally unavailable partner because you are afraid of being alone, because you may look at your age and feel like, I'm getting older and there's nobody else out there and they're the closest thing to what I need. And then you end up feeling twice as empty because they don't give you the emotional support, because they don't even have it to offer. It's a situation like that. Like, Spirit wants you to take back your power. I don't know. You know, Capricorn, you could be struggling with happiness. Like, what makes me happy? Who will make me happy? I want to believe. I want to believe in love. I want to believe in fairies. I want to believe in, like, some of you could be losing touch with your own identity because you miss having someone in your life, you know? It's like you're looking for a companion, someone that you can enjoy life with and do the little things with, and you're feeling alone. Some of you feel like you're swimming in debt. You have a lot of debt. That's a, you know, that's a tough one, Capricorn. What you're dealing with is tough. What you're coming up against, Capricorn, the isolation is going to start to bother you. You may wish that you had a lover that was like wrapped around your finger and they were attuned to your needs and they were understanding and capable of like raising children, you know, like there's a situation where you're not getting your needs met, or you're not happy in the position that you are in right now, and you feel like it's taking a long time for you to find like your soul tribe, people that you can trust, people that will understand you, people that will like take you serious and look at you with love, not like disrespect. And it's almost like you're like living out of alignment and you don't understand why. Let me see. Oh. Well, your advice, Capricorn, is surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from your past. So it's almost like, you know what it is too? Some of you could have been like with a narcissist and everything was all about them. And they blamed you for everything. Like, they blamed you for everything. They could have took you for granted, and it kind of made you lose yourself, and you're trying to find your spark again so that you can attract in real love. That's what it's like. And it's like, be patient with yourself. Like, you're going to need to be patient with yourself, and you're going to need to surrender. Like, you could have a subconscious belief that all men are selfish and mean and cheaters and liars. All women are selfish, and it's something you're holding on to, an idea that is actually keeping you away from what you want. So it's like searching that part inside of you and reminding yourself that you can find the happiness that you want and you will be okay. Because the truth is, I don't see you being alone. However, if you get too scared, you may settle for someone that they're better than who you used to be with, but you just may feel empty. Like, how come when I'm with this person, I don't feel anything? How come I don't feel like rainbows and chemistry, and like you don't feel anything? And it could just be like they're a good person, but they're just emotionally unavailable. It's like that, Capricorn. Because Spirit says you know exactly what you want. You may just feel like it doesn't exist, and it actually does. And it's closer to you than you think. You may even have someone in your neighborhood that finds you attractive and they're hopeless romantic, but you look so well put together. They may wonder, like, well, do you have someone? Are you even available? So you have somebody checking for you. They're trying to figure you out. Some of you, they can even possibly be like a bus driver or mailman. They can have like a simple job and like a real simple life, but they're a hopeless romantic, and they cook and they're really, really peaceful. But if you're always thinking that everybody is liars, cheaters, then you may not be in alignment with this person that can actually give you the love and the life that you want. It may just not match how much money you may want them to have. Some of you could have, like, I want to marry a millionaire. I want to marry somebody rich, and they live very comfortably. They can afford the life. They can do beautiful things for you. They're hopeless romantic and they live simple. Like, to me, this is like a person that on a date, they look like they would want to cook for you, like this is like a person who, and they like salmon. I see like salmon and asparagus. Like, they eat really, really healthy. They can be into like natural stuff and the arts, and they love jazz and they love live performances. It's like, I see them clapping their hands, like they love music. They possibly have an instrument, and they're really exciting to be with, and they're really loving and nurturing. This person will nurture your spirit like no other. They're very, very nurturing. They're very, very spontaneous, but they're not a traditional person at all. And they will spy on you a lot before they finally let you, they've been through their fair share of stuff too, but they're available. Literally. And they have a small life. It could even be like somebody who moved away from their family, so they had to create their own happiness because, like their family can live in another country, or they could have moved away from their family and started all over again. Like, I'm about to stay away from my family. They could have had to learn the hard way that, like it's better to have a small, simple life than. They're amazing. So I say that to say, find a way to connect yourself back to a place of love so you can attract in this person. They live so close to you. It's so convenient, and it's like you two will click and hit it off. It's almost like what you think you want versus what is actually there for you will actually melt your heart better. And that's what I see. I see a love story for you, but I don't know, like, are you thinking about being on a yacht and a guy who carries you to different countries, and you making love in balconies in Italy, and then in Spain, and then in Jamaica? Like, the person that will actually give you the romantic story can just be a little bit more simple. I'm not trying to say that they won't travel out the country. I'm just saying that your first date may not be and freaking, in Paris. Your first date may be at a nice restaurant by a water or like a simple cafe. Like there's simple loving. It's like that. Okay? So look out for that, Capricorn, and try your best to release your fear and your worry that it will never ever happen for you, because it will if you allow yourself. So it says, take yourself out on a date. That's another thing. You could possibly meet this person if you take yourself out. If you're in the house and you're caught in your head and you feel like stuck energy. I feel like a lot of stuck energy around you. If you're in your house, it's like, even get rid of the clutter. Are there things in your house that's outdated that you've been holding on to? It's almost like you need to create space for something new. They say like empty a drawer in your house in order to make space for like a new lover and anticipate it, Spirit says the story got to change inside your mind before it can change on the outside. So it's just like learning how to align yourself with that of what you really want, Capricorn, because you could be feeling like hopeless or sad. And you're also going to be losing a lot of weight. So fitness could be something that you start to indulge in and you see like instant results. You start playing with your diet and fasting, and you start to take like hikes and you take yourself more seriously, and you're going to see faster results. Okay. Cancer. Spirit says there's about to be a huge ripple effect in your life. I just see divine alignment. I see 1111. Somebody's about to capture your heart. Somebody is about to make love to you in ways that you've never made love before. Someone is about to come into your life and realize that paradise does exist. You can create happiness. It's almost like, I hear scattering. You're going to notice that a lot of people start to leave your life path, Cancer. You have exited a very tough spiritual cycle and you feel drained. You can feel drained right now. You can feel almost like dizzy, like what is happening to me? Lower frequencies is being purged from your energy. You are returning back, Spirit is returning back your innocence to you. Cancer. There could have even been people who are trying to put witchcraft on you to keep you stuck. It's crazy of what people were trying to do, tie you up so you can never leave them, and creating rituals for you to be obsessed with them. All kinds of weird shit happened to your energy that Spirit is actually releasing your frequency from. There's a lot of people doing a lot of nonsense, practicing in the dark behind your back in order to keep you stuck. Do you know that there are people secretly obsessed with you that are trying to act like they didn't even like you? People trying to act like they didn't like you. People trying to act like they didn't notice you while, doing things and seeing how you react once you see them. It didn't work. You could have felt stuck. You could have felt stuck. You could have felt really tired at times. You could have felt racing thoughts that made you panic and stagnate. And your energy, creating blocks in your energy, but it was nothing that harmed you. And what's going to happen is you're going to you might even have weird dreams. Let me tell you, you might have a dream of, it's there's two different kinds of dreams that's popping up. You might have a dream where somebody in the dream, they visit you. It's going to be their last time seeing you. It's like they have to say goodbye. It's almost like somebody who could have been a special soulmate in your life, but they couldn't keep up with you, and they could have been secretly competing with you behind your back, and you may not even had known that they were trying to hold you, or going to certain spiritual people to get updates on you and what's going to happen next, and kind of keep you stuck so that you wouldn't get away. And now You may even write a book. 2026, you might write a book that it helps people with frequencies and energies, and you have a story to tell that you actually might get a top selling novel for what you've been through. And you're going to have a supportive spiritual partner that is so, I wanted to say holy, but like somebody who's very, very protective over you, and they're safe to you, and they pray with you, and they watch you while they sleep. And you have like a spiritual husband, spiritual wife about to come into your world. And you're going to notice that your dreams start to take off, like things that you daydream about. You have real dreams. Some of you Cancers have real talents. You dreamed of being a successful singer or a successful writer, a successful dancer, and it was about getting you in alignment or getting you to be disciplined and purging your life from distraction so that you can go as far as you're meant to go in this lifetime, you know? So it's like spiritual test. You could have been around like energy vampires or people testing your strength, testing your limits, and this was actually all a part of your divine purpose. But it's almost like the season ended or the relationship ended, but they're still trying to secretly work behind the scenes to keep up with you. It's really, really weird, but not weird. So, and I hear accept yourself. Like you could have been on a journey in 2025 of learning how to accept yourself, accept the good, the bad, the ugly, you know? Like accepting your anger, accepting your insecurities, accepting the fact that you do not have to be perfect, Cancer. You could have struggled with perfectionism, and you could have been struggling with your look and feeling like you had to be a size 2 and you had to have dimples, and it's all kinds of things that you were going through, like a distorted way of seeing yourself. And this is all about teaching you to accept yourself and not to judge yourself and not to procrastinate on what you know you need to do. You could have been fighting with not feeling enough, not seeing yourself for who you are. And you know what it is? It's like you need more love. You know, I see you loving yourself, and the insecurities that you had within yourself, you're going to have a partner that loves it, and it's going to help you to love those parts of you too. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be more focused. You're going to be more determined. You're going to notice that some of you may get a gym membership and you're obsessed with the gym because it builds your strength. It builds your character. It builds your discipline. Some of you are going to notice that if you were short-tempered or if you had a lack of patience, the season that you got out of it, it created patience. So every single season that you went through that made you cry, it created another part of your character that you're actually going to need for your destiny. So like I said, one season you could have been harshly judgmental on yourself and it taught you compassion. The other season you could have been trying to do everything by yourself, and it taught you that you can't do everything by yourself. You need help. So now you're not afraid to ask for help. Now you know how to be compassionate with yourself. Now you know how to be patient with yourself. You had to build your character. There was levels to it that you didn't understand. So I hear everybody's going to want to be friends with you now, Cancer. People are going to want to be friends with you, and it's because you're going to fall in love with yourself or come to a place with self-acceptance and safety. That level of safety is going to draw a lot of people towards you because they're going to feel safe with you and they're going to want to celebrate you. So be prepared to step into a season where you are celebrating yourself. I still see you could be building on your image. I think your image is important. People are also going to feel like you're way more calculated. There's something about you that seems strategic and calculated. So people are going to realize they can't sleep on you or they can't play with you, or like, damn, you're way more advanced than I expected, or you're way more ahead of the game than I expected. I never knew that you were on this level or you were here. You may have to reintroduce yourself to the world, and it's something that they weren't expecting, but they kind of secretly envy, but they can't take it away from you. You're also going to learn which battles are not yours, because you can be a Cancer that you like to advocate for people. You like to fight for people because you see a lot of unfairness in the world. And soon you're going to start to realize, like, this is not my fight to carry. You're not going to fight for people the way that you used to anymore. You can support from a distance without having to attach your energy and get angry for them and pay the price for them. Like, you're going to start to let go. You're going to start to pay attention. Like, okay, I need to back up. This is not my situation. I need to talk less and just listen, or I just need to observe. I need to stop analyzing everyone and start to pay more attention to myself. You're going to start to discipline yourself or pull yourself back in from old habits. So you're starting to rearrange your life in a better way that will make you feel better. So you're going to be proud of yourself in 2026, because it's like a rebuilding of your whole identity. A rebuilding of your whole identity, and you finishing what you start. Like, you could have been a procrastinator. You start things, you don't finish. So you're going to realize that you start to practice what you preach, and you earn the respect of a lot of elders because of the fight and the strength that they see in you. Like, you are tough, you are kick-ass. So a lot of congratulations, a lot of new experiences for you, and a very, very spiritual, peaceful, strong ass partner that's going to come into your life and help you carry the load. Because you could have said it to spirit. Like, you could have went from a spirit of, I'm independent, I can do everything by myself and I don't need nobody, because so many people failed you or they just couldn't even keep up with you. And then you are going to cry out and say, I cannot do this on my own. It's not that I don't want love. I just don't want the love that puts all the weight on me. I want someone who will help me carry it. And just that simple cry out, that simple prayer actually puts you into position with a person who will help you carry the load and won't add to you. Like, they won't add to it. They won't add to the pressure. They'll take it away. They'll be aware. They will be spying on you. I hear spying again. This is going to be somebody, I don't know, like, they give me like security vibes. Like, they're always checking on you. They're always, are you okay? Even if they're busy, because they seem like a very, very busy person. So when they start to get too caught up into their world, or too caught up into whatever they're doing, I see them like hurrying up and shooting you a text. I'm so sorry, I've been working. I'm just want to check on you now. Like, this is somebody who's going to be serious about you, and you could have prayed for that too. Like, I want somebody serious and crazy about me, and I don't want to have to compete. That's another thing. You could have been in relationships where you felt like you had to compete with other people. You'll find out that they got 3 side chicks and all kinds of stuff, and you were just tired. That's why you said, I can do this all on my own. I don't need nobody. Nah, you were just with the wrong type of folks. You need a mission-based partner to help you carry what you're holding. You don't need just any type of man. You need a strong man. You know, there's different types of people out here in the world, and you are going to put yourself in and you know, it's not even like putting yourself in alignment too. It's also like timing. Whatever parts of you that were unhealed were attracting in certain people to actually heal those parts of you. So you're at a place where you can receive this level of love without it being ruined. Some of you too as well, like getting your eyes looked at, you know, like if you wear contacts or you wear glasses, you may get a stronger prescription where you can see better. Some of you too may also take out a business loan or get an acceptance of a business loan so that you can finally create the business you've always wanted to. Like there's a third source of income that's coming towards you, which means you have two sources of income. There's a third source of income that's going to come and strengthen you. All right. Spirit says you didn't lose anybody. You didn't lose a soul, honey. You lost attachments. You lost disrespect. You didn't lose anybody. So it said surrender to non-action. It says now is the time to be still and not to act. Simply just breathe and focus. You're right now, you're in a season where you're trying to learn how to surrender and restore your health. Some of you control. You could have had control issues, or you're fighting, feeling like you have to do. And it could be because you carried a lot. You probably have way more support now where you get to surrender, be still, and you get to have people who help you. So that's going to be a big change. And also says surrender to outdated beliefs about yourself. So you are more than enough. You do deserve love. You deserve help. You deserve support. You deserve your dreams to come true. And anything that says anything outside of that is just not the truth. All right. Some of you too can even be getting work on your teeth. So in this season, you're doing it for you, and you're doing it scared. So some of you, there's certain dreams that you have that you could have been afraid of, and you're finally going to go for it, and you're going to do it scared. And then it says you don't need someone else to fix you. So you don't need someone to fix you. You do need someone to support you, but not fix you. Okay? And it says every storm comes to an end. So I feel like you're tying up a lot of loose ends. If your life was very chaotic or unpredictable, you're going to finally find a level of stability. Taurus. So for you, Taurus, do not get afraid of the spiritual gifts that you are about to possess. And this is something you could have prayed for. From when you were young, you could have found people who are like readers, or there's a show with like, I forgot what that show is called. It goes along the lines of like Buffy the Vampire, or like those mystical shows. You probably always wished you had like powers. You could have been a very creative, imaginative child. You can even be a Taurus that you write little short books and you keep them in your phone and you don't tell anybody. You can have hidden talents that you don't show anyone. I see you forming a spiritual gift that you're actually gonna love, but kind of also be afraid of. And when you tell your friends may be a little jealous of it. Like, wow, how did you get that gift? I wonder what made, the highest source, God, choose you. That is what's going to happen to you, that you're going to have a lot of divine intervention when it comes to your life. You're going to play with it in a sense, like you can even start to play with the thought of manifestation and see how it works for you. You can even start to write letters to like the universe, or mapping out your life and seeing what happens. There's a level of ask and you shall receive that's coming towards you, like you being gifted, you giving birth to a gift, you being able to have healing energy, you being able to use this to help other people. And what you're going to do in 2026 is try to find a way to give this gift to other people. How can I use what I have to help other people? You're going to get discouraged at times too on your journey, Taurus, but in 2026, it's all about learning and shaping your spiritual gifts and using it for your highest good and for the people around you. It's also, you have healing hands, so you might notice that you start to cook better. People love your food. I don't know what it is about Taurus's cooking, but oh my God, I need more. I have to have that. That tastes so freaking good. So you might start to cook really good. Your hands are really healing. You may even think about going into being a masseuse, and your hands, it's like when you massage people, they fall asleep. And it's just like you finding out you have special talents and gifts, and trying to find a way of how can I come up with a business idea to use my gifts. That's the biggest thing that I see for you. Sometimes you have to overcome frustration too, like frustration or boredom on your journey. It's like you're learning a lot. 2026, you might learn so much. Whatever you learn in 2026 is order to... So 2026 is your year of preparation with the original gifts and talents that you have in order to use it the next year. And you are going to be big, or you might even start to have... where you network with other people, and you guys can actually create like a holistic or like a wellness show, or I say this, your gifts are going to be used, Taurus, if you feel like you want to do more in life. You have a lot to offer. You don't know how to use it yet. You're still in the phase of preparation, and they're going to strengthen your gifts in 2026, especially if it's a situation where like your third eye just opened and you get messages for people, and sometimes you get messages for people, sometimes you don't. And you're just like, how come it was just working? How come I'm not having that again? And it's like, be patient as your gifts form, and you are actually going to use these gifts to help other people. Also, some of you could be painters. You paint really well. You can find a lot of therapeutic outlets that are healing you. This is a lot of holistic healing is coming up for you. Even like writing, you might go to workshops where you get to write about your grief, or sound therapy, or you could be one of these people that you create holistic like workshops where you guys paint. We can paint grief. What does grief look like? It's something so unique and so dope, but it's so needed. And they're also trying to help you release fear of being seen. Like some of you could be afraid of really putting yourself out there, your gifts out there, you know? Sometimes your gifts even seem too good to be true. Like, is this really a thing? And the answer is yes, it is really a thing. So it's just be patient with yourself in 2026 as you are being prepared for your next journey, which is using your talents, your skills. Some of you, if you go to class, if you're going to school and you're learning more, you're going to start to surround yourself with people and give yourself the time and space to grow into whatever you're doing, because it's actually going to be bigger than you think, and you won't have to be alone. You won't do it alone. And you're going to want to know, like, well, how much do I charge? Or, you know, like little things like that you still need time to figure out. Like, how much do you charge? You know, it's even like if you are a guy and you're like a bodybuilder and you're so excited, you can build people's bodies, and you just want to know, well, how much do I charge? Well, how do I start this business? This gives me a Taurus that is going to be an entrepreneur, but they need to be patient with themselves while they are being prepared to create a very stable, long-lasting business. It's like that. It's like that, Taurus. Something that you never even thought of. It just comes to you, and it's actually practical, and it's really, really healing, and people need it, and you will get better as you're being prepared in this 2026. It's like, I want to do something. I want to stand out. I want to learn more. I want to tap into this more. How do I do it? And you just needing to be patient with yourself, you know, and let your guard down. Some of you Tauruses are too guarded, or you may take things way too serious, way too personal. And some people are just being friendly or joking with you. You might internalize things in a way that it rubs you the wrong way. So it's like learning not to internalize or taking things personal. Some people can just be silly. It's like that. So they want you to surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. So you're going to be more connected to nature, which makes sense. These gifts are going to open up and take form of themselves, especially in nature. I want to tell you, Tauruses, that when I found out that I had a spiritual gift, I myself went on a very healing journey, and I spent so much time in nature too. And I'm only saying this, like, connecting this card to what you're going through, and it must be a part of the journey, because I spent like 3 years finding the most beautiful waterfalls and going to all different types of woods. And I went through that process before my intuition strengthened to the capacity that it's at now. I feel like each level of your gifts enhancing, there's different things that you will experience. So if you feel more drawn to nature, if you feel more drawn to like healing foods, I would tell you to follow it, you know? That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting, Taurus. So I would just say be patient with yourself. And it also says surrender to play. So I did say some of you take life too serious, or you could be hard on yourself. You need to play and take some breaks from overthinking and planning and doing the most, and learn how to relax and have more fun and joy and more surrender. Because it looks like things are going to unfold exactly the way that they're meant to be anyway. It looks like you're in transition. That's what you give me. You give me you're in transition to something so much bigger. And it's like you can't rush the process anyway. So you might as well have fun and just go with it. Yeah, this is another card of unplug and relax. That means like surrender to your body. You deserve sugar, not salt. You know, so you deserve a sweet life. You deserve a happily ever after. You deserve relaxation. You deserve fun. I don't know if some of you guys are having a hard time, but Spirit is saying you deserve to like give yourself rest, give yourself fun times. Everything doesn't have to be work, or being hard on yourself or pushing yourself too much. Allow yourself to enjoy life, because life is shorter than you think, baby. All right. Aries, this is your season to learn, grow, and express yourself to the fullest capacity. Like, you have to be honest with yourself, Aries. You know, don't expect everyone to relate to you, though. Don't expect everyone to relate to you, but you have to be honest. Like, this is your season of honesty, of truth, of you being more honest with yourself, of where you are in your life, of why you are where you are with your life. It's being more honest with the people who you feel. So you're going to notice in your life, Aries, you can't lie to yourself anymore. And because you can't lie to yourself, what does that mean? It means you can't lie to other people, you know, like whatever is inside will be reflected outside. So if you're honest with yourself, you're going to notice how much more brutally honest you are with other people. And I see people being more receptive to it because it's coming from such an authentic place. So you are giving birth to the true, real you. And you could have hidden parts of yourself, Aries, to protect other people. You could have been hiding yourself to protect other people, and you don't know how to do it anymore, or you could have dimmed your own light in order to keep people comfortable, and that's not who you are. Or like spirit is like, this programming is ending here. Like, no, this is not what we do. Like, you have to live your authentic truth. It's time for you to fly away and be the eagle that they sent you in this world to be. You are very powerful. You're a very powerful, passionate person. And anyone that you're around where you have to dim certain parts of yourself in order to have an experience with them, you're gonna have to be honest with them. Also, spirit is saying your reckless spending, you're trying to heal your reckless spending, or if you create a better system for how you spend money, you will be able to lower your debt, like extremes. Like spirit says, sometimes you're very extreme when it comes to like your money. And, like some people may feel like you are selling yourself short for a very, very long time. And they're going to be so shocked at like all of this stuff that you start to do for yourself, that you start to create for yourself. Like there could have been people who felt like you were selling yourself short, but they were afraid to be direct and tell you that, But it looks like you're going to get there your own self, and you're going to start to share it with people. Like, I cannot continue in this relationship because being with you makes me shrink myself, and I need to be my greatest self, and being with you, I can't. Like I would like to be with you, but you are very, very limited, and you could be at your capacity, but I have so much more that I want to do in this life. You're going to have very, very honest conversations with people, and they will start to understand you so much more better. So this is like you articulating yourself better, Aries. You could have been like a fiery Aries where you'll fire off, you'll get angry, and people are just like, people didn't know how to react to your anger. So they would definitely be defensive. They would shut down. They would make you want to pay for it. And you're going to find a better way to communicate to yourself. So people will understand you better, and people will, it's almost like a new door is going to open to you because now you're being more honest. It's like I was hiding you. You could have been in a season where spirit was just hiding you because it's like you were not prepared to take on what they were trying to give you in the first place. You have no idea what spirit was honestly trying to get you to look at, to see, to reach, what points they were trying to build you, and they were protecting you along the way, because a blessing too soon is not a blessing at all. It's almost like it would have been earth shattering if they would have placed you in a certain place without you actually having the right tools in order for you to like understand things or notice certain things, So it's almost like you're being given a gift as well, but this gift, Aries, can be discernment. Like you have no idea of how bad things could have been for you if they would have showed you this too soon. And honestly, some of you too, it's like the government could have even had you in a chokehold, like waiting for you to fail or waiting for you to like slip up, or it's like your character needed to be built, and you needed to be based more on truth and honesty and integrity and of morals and like self-respect, or you would have gotten whipped like from the universe. Like it would have been bad to place you in certain places without you knowing who you are first. And I feel like that was the first lesson that spirit really wanted to sit you down. Like, who are you? Who are you? What are your fears? What are your insecurities? What have you were embarrassed about? Like, what do you need to learn? Like, who took from you? Who hurt you, so that you wouldn't even project the pain that other people put onto you, onto others? So it's like whatever you went through, and if you have children, it could have ruined your kids. It's like spirit is protecting you way more than you know. You're not wasting your time, Aries. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, and things are going to get more easier for you. It's like you're going to notice that as you start to complete certain lessons, spirit will slowly start to give you things that they know that you can handle. So they said that this is your best lesson. Your best lesson is becoming the best version of yourself, more wiser, more dedicated, more stern in your beliefs, your morals, your values, not taking life for granted. And you're going to notice that people start to put you on a pedestal because it's like, it's respect. It's respect that people are going to start to give you. It's like men coming on your journey and wanting to show you off, wanting to tell you things that they never told anybody because of where you are within yourself. So it's almost like showing your own self and putting a mirror to yourself that you believe in you and that you can be your best self so that you can take care of someone else too. Because without this, it could have really bled on the wrong people. So right now where you are, it's going to benefit the right people and things will start to be like uplifted off your spirit. Like if you had trouble sleeping, you're going to notice that you sleep without any problems. If you've noticed, like, you would procrastinate or, some of you, like, you could have even struggled with revenge, wanting to revenge people. And spirit is like, no, that's not the way. It's going to create a lot of, storms in your life. We need to get you to learn how to let go. We need you to learn how to trust. We need you to learn how to forgive. It's like spirit, it's almost like being a baby and spirit having to train you through lessons in order to keep you in a frequency that will keep giving to you. You're very, very gifted. And if you get comfortable with the wrong people and mix those gifts with the wrong people, it could have given you the worst reality that you've ever been given. So it's like learning how to redirect your focus, learning who's worth your time, who's not worth your time. It's like looking at people through the eyes of love, even when they've been giving you hell. It's gonna be embarrassing for people to know that they took so long to see you for you, so you didn't waste your time. You actually have so much more time left, so it's like spirit catches you when you fall a lot. And they know that you have not been happy with the lessons that you've been given. Like you could have been pissed. And spirit is like, if we allowed you to have what you had with that level of animosity and anger, you could have been locked up. And what about your kids? Like, what would your kids do without you? So it's like, they mean when they say like you are divinely protected and spirit can see ahead and they really want to prepare you and help you, this is what they mean. Like, they know the desires of your heart. All right. And you need to learn how to fight with love. So some of you may disappear for a while in order to get your finances together. And you may even start to establish a new name for you. You may even spend more time with like people who are in power. And these people will start to empower you and notice you and trust you and open up doors for you. So it's going to be a long laundry list of things for you to do. But spirit says you are more than capable of finishing this assignment here on earth. Like, it's like a torch is being presented to you and you don't really need to look to the past the way that you used to anymore, because that's just going to be a waste of your time and your energy, Even your friends know that you are on a mission, and they would never want to ruin anything for you. So it's even like that, like, how to capture a moment, how to give, how to live peaceful. You're doing the best you can, and things were not fair to you. They're saying it was not. But it built character and it built integrity in you in a place that you may not have had it before, so this is what the honesty is going to allow you to see. Like, damn, if I didn't tone my attitude down, if I didn't start to live differently, like my outcome could have really ruined me. You're going to start to notice it for yourself, and it's going to be so humbling. You're going to be very humbled. Some of you could have been hotheads, honey, quick, impulsive, fiery, lashing out. So this is actually way more better for you. Like spirit had to create a life that would be way more better for you. And that's what I see. Like more people appreciating you. I see fine dining. You may also start to resemble your parent more. People may notice that, like, oh my God, when you look at Aries, don't they look just like their dad, or don't they look just like their mom? And people appreciating your presence more, you being way more honest. It is saying that honest, forgiving. You're going to be more forgiving, and you're going to be more honest. And you're going to be living a separate life than what people expected for you. That's what's about to happen, You're going to be raising your vibration and wearing your heart on your sleeve and working on your frequency, So it's like when you notice yourself about to flare up with rage, it's like you're going to find a way to control yourself or temper your own self and heal yourself. And you're going to start to realize that there really is nothing impossible for you. So it's like setting you free from illusions. Like you thinking it can't work, and you being frustrated up late at night and trying to pretend like you're okay when you're really not okay. It's like a lot of things, realizing that a lot of things that were placed on you, it wasn't easy for you to deal with, but you had to go through it in order to become this newer version of yourself. So better sleep is coming for you, Aries. So spirit wants you to surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting. It's like you are a fighter, honey. When you can't change the situation, you have to accept it exactly as it is. So accept your reality where it is. It also says surrender your desire to control people. So maybe with that, surrender. You can't control people. You can't control how they react. You can't control who they are, and accepting that, you may have, like, you want to change people. Like, I don't like your attitude. People got to feel what they feel. People got to have their own emotions. I just see you doing a whole lot more things to ground yourself. That's one big thing that I see for you. Like, and you living in your purpose more. Like you being more disciplined in your purpose, and you fighting temptation. Like you even had an issue with like temptation, or you could have even struggled with certain addictions that clouded your judgment, and you in a process of taking better care of yourself. You letting go of toxic friends, or only speaking to them, like putting more boundaries up so that you don't take in, like you can have friends that they hold a lot of animosity. They're angry, and they used to speak to you, and you guys will be all angry together and on the phone and going off, and spirit is like, we had to cut that off. Like, honey, you can't heal in an environment that creates more anger inside of you, so it's like that. And then it says it's time for healing, not war. So that's the thing. Spirit is trying to tame the war in you of like revenge, of anger. It's like they want you to heal. And you're going to start to like realize, like, I don't even want to defend myself anymore to these people. You're going to start to realize like things are going to actually get a lot more easier for you once you let the weight go of the war, or like you want to control, or you're not accepting what is, or it's like, girl or guy, you just been, it's like spirit trying to sort out a lot of dysfunction. That's what it is. You could have been raised in a very dysfunctional home, and people yelling and fighting, and it's like, in this world, in order for you to have what you want, you can't function that way anymore, or it will give you an outcome that you actually don't want. So we need to isolate you, block people from you, and actually protect you from the storms that people are sending you, so you won't always feel like you have to be at war. It's a situation like that, Aries. You could have been a fighter. You could have had people like, you don't play that and you're really tough and you like, I know they ain't trying to come for me, and spirit had to tame your spirit. You could have had a war spirit, and if you have a war spirit, what does it attract in? A lot of jealousy and things for you to war about. And that's what spirit is humbling your spirit for. You're going to realize that people don't get under your skin the way that they used to. People can't get the best of you the way that they used to. You're going to start to see it as their storm, their problem, and not yours. All right. And then it says, surround yourself with love. I see more loving, calming people being around you. And once again, it's more about humbling your spirit. It's like you could have been in a place of survival, fight or flight, and they're putting you into a season where you get to rest. You get to rest. You don't have to control. You don't have to push, pull, argue, yell, da 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 da, break things. You can just humble out yourself. All right. So it's a new way of living. And once again, you trying to like tame your own rage and anger. Like, people piss you off. They really do. They anger you. You could have been like a walking trigger. Like, you could have been easily triggered by the things people would say or what they would do. And it could make you want to change people or flip it on them or make them, I want you to pay for what you've done. And spirit is like, baby, this is too much war and fire. We need to humble you. So you could have been in a season in 2025 that really humbled and grounded you, and God makes no mistakes, you know? So this is what I see for you. This is what I see for you, my loves. And nobody will forget you, Aries. You make a huge impression on people. So if you have this like self-defeating fear of like, what if people forget me? What if people don't recognize all that I've done? That is not the truth. People will always remember you. And you're funny. People remember your humor, you know, like, you know how to make light of a really dark, bad situation. You will always be remembered. You just need to humble yourself. All right. So that's what I have for all of you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, my loves.